Hello everyone, I am Undead Horde and welcome back to my free to play account. It has been a couple of days since we've seen this account. 3 days, I guess, exactly, since we've seen it. Or 4 days, because I'm almost done with this. I just am a little shy on the daily quests. And it's been 4 days since the beginning of this account. And it already feels like we have a ton to talk about. So let's go over some things, show off kind of where we are, and then we are going to do some summons. Because we do have the beginners 2x event going on for ancient shards that I don't want to miss out on. And I'm pretty excited about. So we are going to be jumping into that here momentarily. First and foremost, we can look at some champions that we have. So off rip, y'all know about the rabbit. Razzlevarg, we love him. He's so good. I was initially I was more excited for Corvus, but I've been playing so much more with him, and he's just so good. So here's how we have him equipped so far. We have him in 4-piece Savage, and we have him in the 2-piece Speed, and we did happen to get a ring for him, a decent ring, mind you. It's a defense ring, but we got the flat HP and HP per, or we have the HP percentage and flat HP with some attack percentage, which is not horrible. We have seen this weapon before, but we did actually get to triple roll into speed there, which is super nice. On the helmet, we got ourselves a double roll into speed, which is huge. On the gauntlets, we got crit damage gauntlets, double roll speed. I really wish this flat attack roll was actually into attack percentage, and that would be just an even better piece. But we win some, we lose some. The chest plate is like the worst piece so far, with being flat HP, but we got one roll into speed, one roll into defense percentage, and one roll into accuracy, which is not bad. These speed pieces are not great, but they're just temporary holders just to get the stat boost. So we got the HP, 2 rolls into HP, and the boots suck. But we did get 2 rolls into crit rate, so that's not the worst thing ever. Now, when it actually comes down to his total stats, he's not looking amazing, but it's not horrible either, especially because his attack is based off of his speed and his attack. So it is nice that we can kind of play with both. But HP, we're just above 19,000. Attack, we're just shy of 1,500. Defense, we're just shy. Well, we're 1250. Speed, 176, which is pretty good. And then he's the aura lead, so he gets the boost for the aura, and then he's got a skill that increases speed. So you add that on top of it, and he's getting up there. Crit rate is horrible at only 43%. Crit damage at 123%. Resistance 56 and accuracy 44. Honestly, more work could definitely get put into accuracy, but this is just where we are for now as a temporary type ordeal. And then we do have some masteries built on, and so here's the mastery tree so far. Then we have Corvus the Corrupt. Well, I guess we'll look at his masteries first since it's where we are. We have the first 5 masteries opened up for him. And then when it comes down to his pieces, I honestly just kind of threw some stuff on. So we knew about the righteous gear, or the lethal gear, at the very beginning. This was been on him since day 1 as just like stats. But then I decided to just add in the 4 pieces of defense just to get the defense buff on him. Nothing crazy or standoutish at all with these pieces. They're just very mediocre things, but it's just enough to kind of cover and just put the stats on them to make them somewhat useful until we can get some better pieces to do it. His totals, we're looking at 18,000 in HP, a little over 1,000 attack, but we don't care about the attack at all because he's a defense base. So we got 12,000, or I'm sorry, 2,000 for the defense. 105 speed, so that's not great. 43 for crit rate, 83 for crit damage. 111 resistance, though, is not bad. And 19 in accuracy. That also needs a huge buff to it, but we're working on it. Kale is still in the same pieces that he has been in here. Just the lifesteal and the couple pieces of offense. Tagore, we just put him in the free life support gear that you can get. Nothing really too much to talk about there. And Ugo is in a hodgepodge of pieces. I just literally did this today, maybe half an hour before the recording. We just got him in 2-piece offensive, 2-piece speed, and then the 2-piece accuracy. Just kind of giving him some vague stats here. 18,000 on the HP, 723 attack, 829 defense, 120 speed, 33 crit rate, 77 crit damage, 71% resistance, and 85 accuracy, though, which is pretty good. And we have just 3 of Ugo's, what's it called? Masteries. Tagore, we just have the first 2 for Tagore. And I did forget to say Kale. We actually bought Kale's masteries here, so I just have to fill out the next couple ones going down here. I don't remember what they fully are supposed to be. I think this one is here, but I'm not going to mess around with it for sure. But we did buy his masteries, so we're just slowly clicking through those. And not looking too shabby. I think the worst part about our Kale, now that I bring it up, is he's got no additional speed right now. So that definitely sucks. But these are the champions that we have. Other things of note is that we got the Master Butcher from a mystery shard. And we got a Rough Stone from a mystery shard, which was pretty interesting pulls to have. Not something that I really looked into at all, but we do have them. And I will probably end up looking into them just so we can start working on Faction Wars, which I'll talk about Faction Wars a little bit more later on. And we also got the Tiger Soul from a Mystery Shards. So we've been doing really, really well with the Mystery Shard pulls. Again, haven't looked too much into any of them, but we will. And the important part about Barbarians is I'm actually looking for a good Barbarian, since we have a 3-piece Merciless for the accessories on Barbarian, and those would be really good pieces to put on a decent one that we could come up with potentially. Now, where we're standing in campaign, we are working our way through Horde, but I'm only really completing it as a 2-set right now with Razelvarg and with Kale as just 2 teaming everything, 3-starring it so we can get the rewards, and then I'll start to slowly go through once Kale gets up there a bit more, and we'll use him to see about soloing, which I didn't mention this beforehand, but for the audio listeners, Kale is at 5-star currently, level 42 or 43, full ascension up to this point. But we did beat normal. We got everything on there for normal. And so that's how campaign is going. Dungeons are going surprisingly well. It's really weird when you're actually playing the game you're kind of supposed to play. Some of the stuff actually goes a lot easier than what you would expect it to do. Ice Golems, we are clearing stage 8 at just over a minute. For Dragon's Lair, we're clearing stage 8 just over a minute. Minotaur, we are clearing stage 9 just over a minute and a half. Spider's Den, we're clearing stage 6 a little over 3 minutes, but it's been a little bit since I've done Spider Stage. We've done a lot of upgrading since then, so we might be able to push even further in Spiders. And the Event Dungeon, I've not touched we did. We managed to make it up to stage 9, just above 2 minutes on stage 9, but again, it's been a while since I've done it with the new and improved upgrades to the team. Other than that, you've got your regular dungeon tier. Arcane Keep, we're up to stage 10, just over 2 minutes. Void, we beat stage 4. I'm sure we could push well past. I just haven't had a reason to yet. Force Keep, again, we could definitely beat a lot further, but we just haven't needed to yet. My general understanding is, we're Spirit Keep, we're at stage 9, a little over 3 minutes. And Magic Keep, we're at stage 8 at 50, just shy of 1 minute. So that's really good. Or just under 1 minute, which is really good. I'm sure Fourth Keep, we'd be somewhere in between the 8 and 9. And for the Void Dungeon, we're probably hitting like 6 or like 7 to 8, 7 to 9. Possibly once I actually bring myself to do it. And Arena, we've been doing a lot of Arena because we have to, and we're actually at Silver 2, which is a personal new record for me. So that's pretty good. And other than that, not much to... I mean, we have got the Great Hall, but we haven't done a lot with this because we're just kind of waiting for those missions to pop up, and then we'll start working on it. But we did get the 1 buff into magic accuracy for that. We have not touched the mine yet and started unlocking that. And we have the Guardian Ring that has not been unlocked any further yet. The Ezio chase, 4 days in. So we're still a couple more days away from getting Ezio. And then the reward calendar here. We actually got a really nice glyph today. But the last couple of logins have been pretty decent. Alright, with all that being said, I'm sure people want to see the more important things, which is the summons. For the progressive chance, we did set up for Fabian, and we set up for whoever's demon spawn legendary is. I'm sure there was a better option, but I really like the demon spawn class. So yeah. We have 7 ancient shards and we have 2 void shards. We are going to correct the void shards, trying to go after Sif. 2x event. I'm hoping to get at least, I was going to say at least 2 epics, and we got one right on the rip. Mausoleum Mage. Very first epic. Wow. That is huge. Honestly, we love ourselves some Mausoleum Mage. So I'm actually really excited about that. And I might look into build him pretty soon, honestly. We have a lot of good champions on the account that we do need to have some time to build. So once we are done with these summons, we're not going to be touching any more summons for a very long time. And we're just going to focus building on what we have for faction wars and for other aspects of the game. Hound spawn. That's our next one. Another rare here, and of course Skullsworn, which sucks because we can just get him from campaign farming. I also think Hellspawn you can get from campaign farming too, so both really bad pulls here. Ingrid Twisted Staff I think is okay. I've received them on a couple of different accounts. Attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 15% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. That can be booked up to a 30% chance. So it's not great, but I guess he could be useful for like Fire Knights with that. Attacks all enemies fill this champion's turn meter by 5% for each leaf debuff on each target. This could be good. I know his A3 actually gives out leech, but he could also work well with the Razzlevarg because he also gives out leech, I'm pretty sure. So they could work in tandem for that reason. Then the A3 is attacks on enemies has a 50% chance of placing a leech debuff, and that can be booked up to a 75% chance. And on Ascension, this can also place an accuracy increase on allies for 2 turns at a 25% chance, booked up to a 40% chance. And it gives an accuracy buff in all battles by 30. So there's like some support between him and Razzle. So if I like wanted to put them together or try them out doing like leech synergy, I could attempt it. Crossbowman attacks one enemy. Attacks one enemy with a 50% chance of placing an extra hit. Not great, but whatever. Sharp Eye, place a 30% increase crit rate buff on target ally for 2 turns. Grants an extra turn. And then A3 has a stun and a decreased speed. He's bad. That's why he only got 14 reviews, but he's somebody I might try to build out anyways because I don't have any better option for Bannerlord stuff going on. And I might try to build him out and make a video on him. Maybe there's some hidden treasure there. Oh, we have another Bannerlord here. We've got Grandmaster, another really bad Bannerlord. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Could be very good for Fire Knights. Attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a 25% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. And attacks one enemy has a 50% chance of placing a provoke debuff on the target for 1 turn. It's fine. And then, yeah, he's not great. Alright, we have our last summon here. We could hope for another epic. Just 2 epics to close out. Nope. No, Gore Mask. Gore Mask attacks one enemy 2 times. Attacks one enemy damage increased by 20% if this attack is critical. And attacks one enemy will ignore shield and block damage buffs. This champion will receive damage equal to 10% of their max HP. This will happen if this champion, even if this kills the champion. What? Weird. Attacks one enemy will ignore shield and block debuffs. Oh, so on Ascension actually loses the second part of the effect. This champion will receive damage equal to 10% of their max HP. Wow. That's actually the stupidest thing I've ever read in my life. So you're telling me he just does damage to himself when he attacks using the A3 and only on Ascension that goes away? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Increase allies' HP in arena battle by 25%. Attack based off attack, and then the second is attack and HP. Only 46 reviews. I'm thinking Fire Knights is 4. Campaign, yeah. So he's going to be another Fire Knights. We could just build like a Fire Knights team with some people here and just see how they all work with these wares. And now we have our Voids. 2 Voids. This could really make or break some of the account going forward. We have a Demon spawned in Marquise. He's a defense base, attack one enemy. If the hit is critical, place a 15% decreased speed debuff. Alright. Place a counterattack debuff and a 50% continuous heal debuff on this champion for 2 turns. And attacks all enemies has a 30% chance of placing a sleep debuff for 1 turn. Whippy. And this debuff cannot be removed on Ascension. And we have 1 more Void Shard, and we will close out the video. And my daughter's now crying. I have never seen you. Tyrex the Restless. Attacks one enemy, places 25% increased accuracy buff on this champion for 2 turns. Attacks one enemies, has 50% provoke. And gains a 50% strength debuff on allies for 2 turns, and also a counterattack on this champion for 2 turns on Ascension. I really don't even know what the heck I would use him for. But I guess I'll figure it out and build him out and see if I can make anything work with him. But my daughter's not crying, so I'm going to go take care of that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll catch you guys in another video here soon. Peace.